All right, all right, all right. Good morning, everybody. It's that time again. Good morning for me, afternoon or evening for many others. I apologize. I'm getting started late this morning. I was up late last night watching movies. I was going on a little movie binge and I fell asleep on Skyscraper. And that's a movie I actually wanted to see. But anyways, doesn't matter the time of the day. I always start my day with crypto education. So let's see, who do we have on so far? We've got Julie Gilly. Welcome. Bethany Gibbs. Lashana. Desiree Potts. Tom Paul. Cindy. Calvin. Bonita. Justice. Anthony Pinkston. Eric White. Adrian. Abu. Nye. Bouger. Good morning, good morning. I did not do a late night crypto talk last night, so there was a whole lot of articles and information that I can't get to every single one. But we'll get to some of the important ones that piqued my interest. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, give my opinions, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed decision on which direction you want to go in. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is key. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you want to be 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What is your game plan? What are your goals? Figure out what it is that you want to do to get there. And then stay focused. Take action. Do not get distracted. There's so many things out there that can get you distracted. I have every day at least 4 to 6 times I'm getting hit up with something else, and people know what I'm doing, and they want me to stop what I'm doing and come work with them over there. And some of them are good deals, good opportunities. But that doesn't mean you got to be a part of everything. Now, this is not going to guarantee you success, but it will limit your risk. Oh, and we have a special VIP on the line, and this gets me excited when I see this, because this is the future. This is our next generation. When the children are paying attention to this. So Julie out in Puerto Rico, Junebug, welcome. Getting your crypto education on. You have no idea how important this is, and it's going to impact your life later on. And that out of all your friends, as you're about to go back to school, you're going to have a leg up on all of them. So keep working with your mom. All right, so let's get started here. Let's see, what do we want to start with? Here's something else I've been noticing. Last year when I was doing my Facebook Lives, all the articles that popped up, most of them had to do with, Bitcoin's rise, altcoins, ICOs. Remember that whole craze at the end of last year and getting started in the beginning of this year? Now, do you know the most articles I'm seeing that's popping up all have to do with blockchain technology? What's going on with blockchain development and blockchain adoptance and debate, stuff like that. But today, let's see. Oh, I've got a lot to go through. Oh, I forgot about this article. Psychology driving Bitcoin's prices. I'm going to save this one for tonight because I want to spend some time on it. I'm a sociology minor and political science major, and dealing with people, I enjoy studying them, and they're one of the main reasons for the market, which way it's going to go. So I'm going to cover that one, tonight. So the first one, to own an Airbnb. Yeah, let's talk about this one. Airbnb and Uber investor. No. Before I get to that one, get this simple one out the way. Bringing the blockchain conference and luxury cruising together. So you're going to start to see, party boats or cruises and blockchain. And I strongly encourage you to invest in and take advantage of blockchain conferences and events. The one I forgot about that I need to get prepared for is the Dallas Future Tech Expo in September. I think it's September 14th. So I gotta look at that. But I got a call from Mike Boggs that he wants me and Mark Januszewski going on a 3 or 4 city tour. I don't know the dates of that yet, so you've got to let me know that. But the Future Tech Expo in Dallas, the next Blockchain Expo is going to be in Santa Clara in the end of November. So that's when you definitely want to take a part of. You have plenty of time now to register. I think I'll probably be there for a whole week or so. In Santa Clara, we'll have a KGX event during that week as well. Probably on Saturday. The Blockchain Expo will be Wednesday and Thursday. I went to the Blockchain Expo in London. And one thing that I saw there was that, people were there to learn, because 50% of the room had no idea about how blockchain actually works. But they were also there to be seen. It was like a who's who, and the conversations were, hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So where are we going tonight? What parties tonight? What hotel tonight? So that's kind of what these events kick off. And they're write-offs. You can write the event off. Tax write-off. By the way, those of you buying mining machines, write-off. You're purchasing equipment for your business, write-off. All right, Airbnb. Where is it? I just had it. Yeah, bringing the blockchain conference and luxury cruising together. If you thought blockchain events were all skinny men in dark, dusty rooms, I actually thought there were a bunch of, other opposite of that. Then think again. Coinsbanks is once more bringing luxury travel and blockchain together on Coinsbank's third blockchain cruise from September 7th through the 11th, 2018. The cruise, which has previously sailed the crystal waters off the Caribbean and the Indian Ocean, this time takes passengers to the ultimate old world summer destinations. The vessel departs exciting Barcelona, makes stops in glamorous Monte Carlo, and of course tops it off with a beach party in the destination to end all beach parties, Ibiza, before making its way back to Monte Carlo. Passengers can also rest easy at the height of glamour, knowing that Coinsbank has spared no expense and the entire vessel is reserved for the cruise. That would probably be a cruise I would avoid, me personally, not my style. Like I said, they reserved the whole cruise, and it's just for blockchain. You're going to have a bunch of dudes there measuring each other's wallet size. You're going to have a bunch of women there that is trying to pick up on the dudes who have a big wallet size. And maybe you're single, you can do that. That's not my cup of tea. But it is a good way to network and meet people that are starting new projects, people that are having ICOs or that's going to come up or looking for funding. It's a good way to meet. Like, here's an example. They're saying who's going to be there. Travis Wright, co-host of the Bad Crypto podcast. Tony Vase, blockchain consultant, researcher, derivatives trader. Tavi Roivas, former Prime Minister of Estonia. Olga Feldmeyer, CEO of Smart Valor. Naeem Aslam, FX columnist at Forbes. Maria Jones, VP at Cointelegraph. Giacomo Zucco, director at BHB Network. Bruce Porter, chairman and CEO of Global Boost. I would rather do a cryptogenics cruise than participate in a blockchain cruise. Now, that's only my own personal. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but know what you're getting into if you go. Telling you right now what it's going to end up being about. Okay, let's look at Michael Novogratz. Last year, I remember doing a Facebook Live about Bank of America and Chase Bank giving hard time to their customers who own business accounts, and they were purchasing Bitcoin with their business accounts. What's going on, Don? And Stephen McCullough on vacation. You guys back from vacation yet? Or are you still sitting on the beach? All right. Michael Novogratz. And I said, whoever becomes the first crypto bank is going to make a killing. And Michael Novogratz stood up and put his money where his mouth is and said he wants to start a crypto bank. I think it was going to be starting out of Canada. Well, let's see what's been the results of his bank this year. To say that Galaxy Digital, the cryptocurrency merchant bank founded by billionaire hedge fund manager Mike Novogratz, had a disappointing first quarter would be an understatement. The firm, billed as the Goldman Sachs of crypto, lost more than $130 million during the first 3 months of the year, a product of a bear market that wiped out hundreds of billions of dollars off the nominal value of the cryptocurrency industry. Okay, now this should be a no-brainer. See, in December, the crypto market got all the way up to $900 billion. It was knocking on the door of $1 trillion. And then January comes around, and the market does a complete 180. So if you're a bank, and the value of it dropped from $900 billion to today, it's like $296 billion. That's like a 75-80% loss. Of course there's going to be a loss. Here's another thing. Even people in cryptogenics, when the market is kind of flatlined or low, there really is no mainstream interest in crypto outside of the technology. That's why, I think that's probably why another reason why I'm seeing a whole lot more blockchain articles rather than Bitcoin or altcoin or investing articles in the market. It's about, everybody's focus is on developing the technology now. We kind of got the whole crypto coins out of our system. But what's going to happen is when the coins start to reverse and start to make a run again, then you're going to have average people all of a sudden getting cryptomania. They're going to want to get on Bitcoin. They want to get on crypto. They're going to come to you guys. I need to learn about this stuff. They're going to be signing up in cryptogenics. They're going to be coming all over the place because they don't want to be left out. Junebug, here's one word you want to know. It's called FOMO. Fear of missing out. It is strong, human nature. People don't want to feel like they're being left off the boat. They want to get in on the game, even though they don't even understand what's going on. You want to make sure that during the FOMO period, you have education and you know what's going on, so that if the masses run off a cliff of a stupid ICO, you're able to see above their heads and be like, no, 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 we shouldn't run in that direction. Let me pause. So that's what's going to happen the second half of this year. You're going to see a huge spike in all crypto businesses when the market begins to turn around. But let me stay on point here. The firm billed as the Goldman Sachs of crypto lost more than $130 million during the first 3 months of the year. According to Galaxy Digital's audited financial statements released on Thursday, as a requirement of its planned public listing on the Toronto-based TSX Venture Exchange, the firm posted realized and unrealized net losses totaling $134 million, which were spread across its range of cryptocurrency and equity investments. Such dismal returns are not isolated onto Novogratz Venture. Cryptocurrency hedge funds, some of whom raked in profits in excess of 25,000% in 2017, struggled just to stay afloat during the first few months of 2018, much less provide investors with a positive return. Novogratz, who contributed $302 million of its own capital, now that's putting your money where your mouth is there. You talk about taking a risk. Some people, I don't know if I have $300. I don't know if I've got $3,750. And this guy put up $302 million of his own money to help get the venture up and running, more than the $242 million contributed by all other investors combined. Struck a positive tone about the firm's outlook despite the massive first quarter loss. Okay, here's the difference between somebody that's educated and loses money and somebody that has no idea what's going on and they lose $500 in the market. The guy who doesn't know anything that's going on and loses $500 will be the first to jump on Facebook screaming bloody murder that they got scammed, that they want to have a class action lawsuit where they spend more money on lawyers than they did on what they actually lost. They're the ones screaming, it doesn't work. I'm never getting into Bitcoin again. But a guy who lost $130 million, you know what he says? Oh, yeah, well, that's part of the game. It's going to turn around. He knows long term he's going to end up being one of the richest men on the planet. He says, after losing $130 million, he says, I am very proud of the progress that we have made since the beginning of the year. What? You lost $130 million. But this is why he's a billionaire in the first place. He doesn't get shook. He understands the nature of the game. He understands risk. Novogratz said in a statement, we have assembled a world-class team with deep institutional knowledge and expertise, and have also made significant strides in scaling our 4 core business lines. I have complete confidence in our team's ability to continue driving growth and believe the company is strategically positioned. There you go right there. He's not concerned about profit or losses right now. Strategically positioned to help further institutionalize the digital assets and blockchain technology industry. As CCM reported, Novogratz has pulled back from its 2017 prediction that the crypto market would reach $2 trillion in 2018. Wow, I don't see that happening. It barely may get to $1 trillion this year, maybe. But said recently that he still believes the market will hit $800 billion. Oh, there you go. That's what I said. Maybe a return to its January peak within 12 months. Prior to this happening, he said the industry will need to see mainstream financial institutions such as Goldman Sachs begin offering custody solutions for crypto assets, as he does not believe institutional investors will ever feel comfortable with products from blockchain companies such as Coinbase and BitGo. Also, the ETF. We got the ETF for the Winklevoss twins company was just rejected. We'll see about the ETF for the CBOE, if that's rejected or not. That's going to be at least 50% reason why the market will go up or go down. Right there. All right, next article, since we're speaking of market caps and where do we see the market going, I've got two articles where two people have their own opinion on this. So the first one, this one says Bitcoin could reach $50,000 in 2018 and $500,000 by 2024. That's very bullish. So I have not read these articles yet, so let's see why, and I'll say if I agree with it or not. Doesn't mean I'm right. I'm not always right, but I have my own opinions. Okay. A pair of Bitcoin perma-bulls believes that the top-ranked cryptocurrency will reach new highs in 2018 and beyond. Human psychology and Bitcoin price. That right there I automatically like. When you listen to all of these so-called educationals, experts, and they're talking about numbers and looking at charts and why they think Bitcoin's going to fail because the numbers don't support it, the one thing that they seem to miss is a human factor. People. And they're, nerds looking at a spreadsheet. You have to look at the human factor. Stiglitz, he is a Nobel Prize winning economist who thinks that Bitcoin is a bubble and has been saying it for the last 5 years, even though it keeps going up. I've never seen a bubble pop and keep inflating itself. But he won't reverse course. But he keeps missing one key point: the human psychology. I love being able to study and watch people. So let's see what this article has to say. According to Anthony Pompliano, Bitcoin will reach 50,000 by the end of 2018. In a recent tweet, the partner at Morgan Creek Digital Assets declared that the remaining months of the year would be interesting from a price movement perspective. He said, I've stuck to my $50,000 Bitcoin price target end of the year, 2018, still have high confidence on the $50,000 number. The time frame is the big unknown. More than that, like I said, I still believe it depends on what the futures do and what the ETF. Because I believe the market is being manipulated to be as low as it is right now. And if the ETF comes into place, I think that's when the futures market, they're going to start to bet high on it. Right now they're betting low. And when they start to bet high, they're going to allow it to run up. It's like a rubber band effect. It's going to run up and shoot past 20K. It's just when will this take place? Will it happen in 2018 or 2019? Pompliano bases his BTC price forecast on three cardinal parameters: human psychology, ETFs, and institutional investors. I agree with all three. Concerning human psychology, Pompliano identified the palpable buzz and excitement in the market once any price movement occurs. That's true, as we've seen this week. I can tell I had a spike in people sending me messages about Bitcoin interest and cryptogenics when the price of Bitcoin went all the way up to 8,000 this past week. All of a sudden, people shooting me a message. Hey, Brandon, I'm getting my money together. I got to get in on this crypto game. I'm like, yeah, it's about time. You should have did it a couple months ago. Well, the price was low. I see it moving now. I got to get in before it's too late. Yeah, you're right. It's the ant and the grasshopper mentality. With ETFs, Pompliano expressed doubts about an approval coming in 2018. However, the possibility of an ETF is enough to catalyze positive sentiments in the market. Thus, holders are less likely to sell in the hope of a significant price rally. Yesterday, the SEC rejected the Winklevoss's ETF application. As for institutional investors, Pompliano reports that they are beginning to dip their toes in the water. Earlier in the month, Barry Silbert of Digital Currency Group revealed that the principals themselves have been trading Bitcoin for a while. However, the lack of custodial tools and clear-cut regulations have kept them from fully committing hedge fund trading capital to the market. In other words, they're the ones sitting on all the money. And they're just, playing around with it, testing it out. They don't feel confident enough to start playing the game seriously. But when they do, the current market cap of $296 billion is nothing. It's child's play. One report, this was months ago, talked about the crypto market going to $10 trillion, with Bitcoin representing $2 to $3 trillion of that, maybe $4 trillion, just Bitcoin alone. That's crazy. Just think about all the people who's made money in Bitcoin, all the way up to this point, is based off of right now a $296 billion market. What do you think is going to happen to people's lives, their bank accounts, their wealth, when Bitcoin crypto market swells to $10 trillion? That's why timing and positioning is everything right now. You get positioned now, you ride that rocket all the way up when the rocket starts to take off. And another suggestion I always say, no matter where you are financially right now, make it a point to own at least one full Bitcoin. One whole Bitcoin, and stash it away. Don't use it, don't sell it, forget you got it. It will be a status symbol in the future. There's more millionaires and billionaires in the world than there are Bitcoin. Not every millionaire can have one whole Bitcoin. So when this starts to take off, and these millionaires, they say, yeah, we got to have crypto in our portfolio. And then they realize, oh, wait a minute. There's not enough Bitcoin to go around. What happens to the price? Classic supply and demand. According to Bitcoin Directional Movement Index, the recent price rally is nowhere near finished. The DMI works by showing the degrees of divergence between positive and negative DMI as indication of an asset's price trend, which is expressed as an average directional index. So it says, presently it is positive sign for the bulls. Personally, I think we're going to have one more price correction this summer, where it might drop back down to the $6,000 level before the summer's out. At least one more. Let's see, the continuing trend of exponential annual price increase. For Morgan Creek CEO, Mark Yusko, Bitcoin will still be going strong even 6 years from now. Wow. In a tweet from April 2018, Yusko provided a rolling forecast which put the price of Bitcoin at $500,000 by the end of 2024. One Bitcoin, $500,000 in the next 8 years. Or 6 years, actually. For Yusko, the 6 years from now is going to be 2024. Wow. Time is flying by fast. Wait a minute. 6 years from now, that means Junebug is going to be 21? 21? Wow. For Yusko, the parabolic nature of Bitcoin's price history means that its price keeps increasing with every year. Explaining further, wait a minute, how old am I going to be in 6 years? 48? Pushing on that $50 level? Oh man. $50 years old level? 48 years old in 6 years. Huh. Wait a minute, I'm just getting a message from Kathy Keene. I don't think she knows I'm doing the Facebook Live. It is on the Ethereum button to start with VM blockchain phase 2. Huh. Oh, I can't say that publicly. All right. It's more Green X info. I don't think you need a big event, and you've seen it in the past couple of weeks, right? As soon as the price starts to run, those people that have been waiting on the sidelines to make sure that the bear market is over are ready to jump in. And then once it actually starts moving, then it starts moving fast. And that's when you get those parabolic moves. Okay, you don't want to be like the people on the sideline. You want to get in now while the market is low. Not wait till you see the market start to move. Bitcoin's logarithmic price growth is well established, and Yusko references in his defense of the $500,000 price forecast. The Morgan Creek chief says the company also developed a model to estimate the actual value of the Bitcoin network. According to Yusko, this value is based on the hash power of the network, trading volume, and the number of participants. Okay, that's a good article. There's another one here that talks about this. It says Bitcoin price, a tinderbox waiting to go higher, says Spencer Bogart. I mean, all the warning signs are there. It's a tinderbox. What are you waiting for? All right, let me put this in here. A number of reasons could potentially cause Bitcoin to surpass its previous all-time high, according to blockchain venture capitalist Spencer Bogart. The industry experts, sharing the beliefs of others alike, holds that the world's largest cryptocurrency has found its 2018 bottom. Really? So he's claiming the bottom's already here. Speaking to CNBC's Fast Money July 25th, Spencer Bogart, a partner at Blockchain Capital and known venture capitalist, noted that Bitcoin, $8,169, may have hit its lowest price for the year. Well, that's not the lowest price of the year. The lowest went all the way down to like 5,000 mark. He also remains entirely bullish, saying that he is definitely expecting to see new highs, pending further regulatory clarity. Prominent investor Mike Novogratz also shared a similar opinion. Bogart also shared his thoughts on the market in general, saying that other cryptocurrencies are over-promising and under-delivering. Meanwhile, you have a few that are kind of excelling at their use cases. Bitcoin is one of them. The venture capitalist prompted for quicker regulatory actions on behalf of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. Says the cat's already out of the bag. Innovation is going elsewhere if the SEC doesn't get on board soon. That's true. Many factors can cause Bitcoin price to skyrocket. Bogart also said that there are plenty of potential triggers for a substantial increase in the price of the first and foremost cryptocurrency. He says, any number of catalysts could send Bitcoin exploding higher. Bitcoin is kind of a tinderbox right now, waiting for reasons to go higher. According to the venture capitalists, these reasons could be MasterCard's recent announcement of a new patent, which could pave the way for Bitcoin transactions on credit cards. So think about this. MasterCard all year was running their mouths, had Bitcoin and crypto and all this stuff should be outlawed, it should be banned, should be illegal. Yet at the same time, they have patents for blockchain technology. Fundstrat's Tom Lee also shared the same sentiment, attributing the recent increase in Bitcoin's price to the wave of good news amid other prominent factors such as favorable technical analysis. Digital currency groups Barry Silbert also found bullish signals in positive media outlying. When the chair of the Fed says negative things about Bitcoin, and Howard Marks says negative things about Bitcoin, and Ken Griffin says negative things about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin doesn't move, I think that's a really bullish sign. No, I don't think it's a bullish sign. I think it's people aren't believing their BS anymore. And if you don't know who those gentlemen are, look them up. Howard Marks, billionaire. Ken Griffin, billionaire. They're running their mouths negatively about crypto, and people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. The technology is doing the opposite of what you say it's doing. We're not listening to you anymore. But I don't think that's a sign of that's a bullish sign. I just think it's a sign of people are getting more educated. Another prominent catalyst for Bitcoin's price increase, according to Bogart, could be an SEC-approved Bitcoin ETF. I agree with that. Arthur Hayes, CEO of cryptocurrency exchange BitMEX, reiterated on this fact, saying, but we're one positive regulatory decision away. Maybe an ETF approved by the SEC to climbing through $20,000 and even to $50,000 by the end of the year. Okay, let me stop right there. Here's one more thing you need to understand. I mean, we're talking about decisions based off of the U.S. government. What percentage of Bitcoin transactions is taking place out of the U.S.? This is a worldwide phenomenon. Most of this is taking place in Asia. if you're going to do any projections, you might want to make sure you're including what's going on in China, Japan, South Korea in your numbers. It's not all about U.S. regulation, although it helps. But remember, the future world is not going to be run by the U.S. dollar that's controlled by America. It's going to be decentralized, deregulated. It's going to be run by the people of the world. Washington will have no say-so. I think our people here still are having that mindset of, well, if the U.S. moves on it, the rest of the world. I'm sorry, the U.S. is behind on this. The rest of the world is moving before us. UK is ahead of us on this. Canada is ahead of us on this. And those two countries are behind Russia and the other countries. All right, let me continue. Says, but we're one positive regulatory decision away. According to legal expert Jake Chervinsky, however, the SEC is unlikely to come up with a decision until early March 2019. I actually hope so. Personally, I hope this continues to get prolonged and pushed back. We are in a sweet spot right now. And it's a short period. Because once it passes, it's never coming back. We're in that Easter egg period where we can get as much stocked up as we can. It's like knowing a hurricane is coming and you go into the store and you're stocking up on it before it hits. Right now. And so the longer they push this off, the longer I have time to stock up on my crypto portfolio. That's why I work as hard as I do, and my business partners are working as hard as we possibly can right now to take advantage of this before the storm hits. I had just rolled out of bed before doing this Facebook Live. Did I want to do it? No. I'm extremely consistent for a reason. I don't want to be that person waiting on the sidelines before things start to happen. Got to get in the game and be prepared right now. The SEC can and probably will delay its decision on the VanEck SolidX commodity-backed Bitcoin ETF until March 4th, 2019. Okay, so let's say that happens. Then we got a good timeline here. Now we're going into August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. A good 8 months. 8 months. I say probably 6 months by the end of this year to get situated. Do you think Bitcoin is set to skyrocket? I do. Again, it's just a matter of when. And I'm going to leave you with, I didn't talk about Airbnb. I forgot. Let me talk about Airbnb. Let me post this in the chat box. Airbnb and Uber investor believes everybody should put something into crypto. Everybody. Old and young alike. Jeffrey Wernick, an independent investor who claims to have begun purchasing Bitcoin as early as 2009. Well, first of all, you couldn't purchase Bitcoin in 2009, but okay. You were mining it. Recently advocated that everybody should put something into crypto. The investor also criticized the current financial system, describing cryptocurrency investment as sole viable means through which a typical middle-class person can accumulate wealth. That's true. 100% true. A typical middle-class person can accumulate wealth because of this. Cryptocurrencies represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people, and most people don't even know what's going on. I think everybody should put something into crypto, Jeffrey Wernick says in a recent interview with Business Insider. Says, described cryptocurrency investment as the sole means through which an ordinary citizen can accumulate capital. Look at the word he said there. The sole means through which an ordinary people. How else does an ordinary people accumulate capital right now? Is it happening working a 9-to-5 job? No. They're only paying you enough money so you don't quit And you're only working hard enough so you don't get fired. You're not accumulating capital. Oh, well, I have a 401k. Really? What does your 401k look like after it got wiped out in 2008? Let's see. What's another way an ordinary person can accumulate capital? Are you good at playing basketball or football and you can get a contract? Are you an artist where you can act, sing, or dance? Did you get money that was left over to you as far as a will? Did you inherit any money? Oh, your plan is to play the lottery, like that one person in San Jose who won $500 million. Is that your way? The sole way right now? Cryptocurrency. I am walking, living proof of that. And I did that in less than a year. Less than 6 months. So, says, I think their only answer is to put a certain percentage in crypto. So one thing I said the other day, I gave you 3 ways to get started right now. One of the things you want to do is have a budget set aside, whether it's weekly or monthly, and you put whatever that budget is into crypto every single week or every single month. It could be $20, $50, $100, $200 a week. Have a budget set aside for that. And just let it sit there. Don't pull it out. The investor argued that there have been some studies that show that now that if you put 5 to 10% of your money in crypto, that actually on a risk-adjusted basis, it improves your total portfolio returns. Adding that through investing in cryptocurrency, you'd be making a statement to the government that says what you're doing is completely unacceptable. Well, I can care less about that part. But I agree with, you need to put 5 to 10% of your wealth, if not more, into you starting your crypto portfolio. I think over 5 years, you're going to accumulate a lot more wealth than you would any other alternative investment. I think everybody should put something into crypto, he concluded. Mr. Wernick also argued that a lot of the volatility in pricing has to do with uncertainty on government policy towards it, adding, while the government is trying to mitigate volatility in ordinary capital markets, they're trying to exacerbate volatility in crypto markets. The investor described the current cryptocurrency prices as amazing, given the fact that it only faces headwinds, no tailwinds. Every government throughout the world is trying to figure out how to stop and kill Bitcoin. Despite the challenges, Mr. Wernick stated, since Bitcoin has been created, it has outperformed every currency, even with governments hostile to it and a regulatory regime that's an uncertain regime. Mr. Wernick argues that many people don't understand the philosophy underpinning Bitcoin. That is why crypto education is the key. We got that for you. If you're brand new, take your $300 and learn everything you need to know about crypto education. I will not invest with, I will not work with, I will not entertain going into business with anybody that has not gone through crypto education, because you are a risk to me. I do not want to get my crypto education based on how much money I'm losing. And that's how I learn. I don't think so. If you're investing in this space with no education, you are a risk. I can't do business with you. So invest the $300 and go through the 45 lessons. Mr. Wernick describes new investors as agnostic to the initial philosophical framework that drove people to adopt Bitcoin and keep it alive from 2009 through 2013 or 2014, stating that there was a small universe of people that actively worked to keep it alive by continuing to mining and continuing to buy, and they were doing it because of the concept that they believed in, and it's people's money. Of the future for cryptocurrencies, Mr. Wernick predicts that the people who move first will make more money than those that move second. Kind of the same way. The people that buy the mining machines first are going to make more money than the people who buy the mining machines second. You know, I've got two groups of people here that's talking about me with Green X. I've got one group that's like a Rob Harris and bought 10 machines on day one, even before I understood what was going on. Then I've got other people who say, you know what, I'll wait till I see the results of, the mining rigs, and then I'll go ahead and buy. Neither way is right or wrong, okay? It's just a matter of how much risk you're willing to take. And the reward is different. Those who risk the most are rewarded the most. Doesn't mean that those that came on second waiting for, a little bit more proof aren't going to win. They're still going to win. They're just not going to win as big as those who took that initial risk up front. And that goes back to my lesson number 2. Never invest money you cannot afford to lose. So let me repeat this again. It says, the future for cryptocurrencies, Mr. Warnick predicts that the people who move first will make more money than those that move second, who will make more money than those that move third. And eventually, when crypto is so broadly adapted, then people will start using it as an exchange. And it will no longer be volatile in pricing. It will be stable in pricing. That is true 50%. Everything he said is true, except I go back to human nature again. I do not believe Bitcoin is going to be that worldwide money of the future. I believe Bitcoin is going to be gold, the internet of gold. And how do people use gold right now? As a store of value. I think Bitcoin is going to be used as a store of value as well. You got a Bitcoin worth $500,000, you ain't selling it. You might sell pieces of it to take profits. But I think there's going to be another coin. It's either already existing or it doesn't exist yet. It hasn't been created yet. That's going to be used as the day-to-day worldwide transactions. That's my own personal belief. I could be wrong. We'll see. But I'm going to end with this. For those of you that's still sitting on the fence, you're not sure which direction you think Bitcoin's going to go in. You're looking for proof and whatnot. You're a little skittish. You're like, Warren Buffett says it's rat poison squared. Some billionaires are saying that I shouldn't get into it. Yeah, because the wrong people are getting rich. Guess what? All those people that's saying that you shouldn't get into it, I guarantee you they're involved one way or another. Jamie Dimon. So I'm going to read to you some quotes here and leave you with this. Blockchain technology might save the world from plunging into another financial crisis due to its ability to reduce financial risks. Oh, I forgot to write who that author was. I forgot who said that. It was from my Facebook Live the other day. That's a new quote I added to it. How about this one? Blockchain technology could change our world more than people imagine. Jack Ma, richest man in China. Blockchain massively lowers the barriers to creating tradable digital assets. It allows individuals who don't know each other or even trust one another to make irreversible transactions in a whole variety of fields in a safe and secure way. Stanford University. Blockchain solutions will boost transparency in governments, reducing fraud and helping to build a better public goods infrastructure for improved organization and distribution of goods and public services. The Indian government that just banned all of crypto. Even they said that. Here's one I don't really share all the time. Blockchain massively lowers the barriers to creating tradable digital assets, added Messiers. It allows individuals who don't know each other or even trust one another to make irreversible transactions in a whole variety of fields in a safe and secure way. That's the definition of blockchain right there. Actually, it's more of a definition of crypto. Virtual currencies will become part of the economic practices of any country, anywhere. Let me repeat that. These currencies are not going away, and they will proliferate to every economy and every part of the planet. Some places, small economies, may become dependent on virtual assets for survival. And these currencies will be outside traditional monetary intermediaries like government banks. Government, banks, investors, ministries, or international organizations. We are witnessing a technological revolution. Perhaps we are witnessing a modern miracle. CFTC Chairman Rostin Binham. You hear that? The CFTC Chairman. And then this one. If all else, Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer, you know what he had to say? Moreover, What we view as money has changed over time. Cowrie shells once were such a medium, but no longer are. Our currency originally included gold coins and bullion, but after 1934, gold could not be used as a medium of exchange. Perhaps one day employees will be paid in Bitcoin or some other type of cryptocurrency. You hear that? Employees, meaning all of you that are working a 9-to-5 job. You're not going to be able to avoid this, but you do have the choice to get involved now. So what can you do right now? I'm going to give you a quick hint. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor dispensing financial advice. There's 3 things you can do right now. 1, I already said, start a budget and buy cryptocurrency every single month that you can afford. Number 2, take $300, get into cryptogenics and invest in your education so you have a foundation on what to do. And Eva, you're just coming on, pay close attention because you always ask me this question, and I'm giving you a blueprint. Number 1, again, for those that missed it, have a budget set aside to purchase crypto coins every single month, whether it's Bitcoin or whatever else. And stick to it. Don't touch it. Number 2, take $300 and invest in your crypto education. That probably is going to make you the most money because your education is priceless. It will save you from losing $500,000. And number 3, what you can do right now, buy a GreenX machine so that you potentially could have an income flow coming in, that you can take that income flow and use it to invest in other things. You know, would you rather buy the golden egg or the golden goose that continues to produce the golden egg? I can't give you any income claims. All I can say is I would suggest get yourself a mining machine. And we're doing it in a way that is legal. Not cloud mining, it's not group mining, it's not contract mining. That's right, a GreenX machine. I can't tell you what you're going to make on it. But you can look at past results for mining. You can look at what happens when a new coin comes on the market. And you look what happens to those who start mining a coin at the very beginning. That's all I can say. You do your own research. And you understand why a guy like Rob bought 10 machines on day 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Today I will be back for late night crypto talk. We're supposed to have a training at 3 p.m. Eastern. I think it's with Mark J, but I haven't seen. I got to get with Mike to see is that been confirmed. He needs to send out an email. So if it is confirmed, there will be a cryptogenics training. I'm not hosting it, but in about an hour and 20 minutes. kgxglobal.info. So with that, thank you guys for joining us today. I apologize for getting started late, but I love the fact you wake up when you're finished sleeping. You guys have a great day. God bless. Enjoy your Saturday. Hope you learned something new, because as always, that is the point. Bye-bye.
Cryptogenics.